What's going on, guys? So, the hot topic is Apex trader funding. I'm going to go over the new rules and I'm going to go over some things that no one's even talking about, which I find interesting. I'm going to go through it all in this video and I'll try to go through everything that people were asking on the live stream. By the way, we live stream here every day, 1:30 to the end of the day. We trade live. And if you're looking to save money on Apex, use coupon code COVETRADER. It's also in the description of this video. You'll save 80%. It's $85 PAs and $35 resets. So anyways, my brain's going crazy looking at all this stuff, and here it is. So they just put this email out, and it's a little bit of everything. And we're going to talk about as much as I can about it. So basically, they rolled out new rules. Everybody's talking new rules. Everyone's jumping to conclusions. Oh, this sucks, whatever, whatever. Think about it. Like, let's really go through it like a person and see, does it really affect us? Basically, just to start from the top, they're getting rid of the flipping rule. So that's interesting. That's pretty good. They're getting rid of the DCA rule. Now, that is a major one because they denied a ton of people. So everybody that got denied for DCAing is now would get paid. So that seems like a positive right there, right? I mean, I would say yes, because also I used to trade with entering a trade 4 different times. Instead of buying with minis, I used to buy 5 micros in 4 different sections and kind of leg into my trades. And that was something that they didn't want to happen. And now I can go back to doing that, which is awesome. So that's actually a huge positive for me. No more bracket breakout rules. I like that. So if you don't bracket trade, you can kind of set buys above the breakout or sells below. So as long as once it breaks one way or the other, you can get paid. You can do that with short take profits also. So you can easily get, maybe 2 or 3 points bracket trading. It's definitely something that I've done in the past, and I like that that's back. No more morning open and trade restrictions. That's good for anybody that trades the open. I have traded the open range before, and I stopped because they implemented that rule. So being that they're getting rid of it, I can go back to doing a strategy that I like doing. So I was doing it in other firms, and now I'm back. Probably going to do it in Apex going forward. No more news rules. Now you're going to be able to trade news. I'm guessing that's in your funded account. So that's awesome. You can trade news in your funded account. You can make a lot of money trading news. You could also blow your account. So watch out. Also, what you guys don't realize is Tradeovate sometimes lags around news. So just because you can do it doesn't mean you always should do it. And that's with a lot of things in life. No more auto trader bot auto strategy rules. Okay, that's interesting. I don't do any of that anyways. That doesn't pertain to me. Contracts, Apex contract scaling, half contracts until trailing threshold stop. Example, if you have a 50K account, you can max trade 10 contracts. Under scaling rule, you could trade 5. Okay, well, let's be real. I mean, most people are not trading 5 minis in their funded account. So somebody that's like, oh, well, they have scaling right now, most likely wasn't trading more than 5 minis anyways. Because if you're trading 5 minis in a 50K account, one bad trade could destroy the whole account. So most likely you were not trading 5 minis. Risk management. Do not risk more than $500 to make 100. That stuff doesn't even pertain to me. This is just no rules on it. All right, well, we went over all that. Here's the 30% rule that everyone's been talking about. By the way, they also have the buffer rule. Other firms have it. Basically, you could now only withdraw over $52,000. So you have to get over $52,000 and then you could take out. So basically, once you reach 52,600, you could take out, I believe it's $500, bring it down to 52,100, and then you got to build it back up to get paid. Previously, you can withdraw all the way down to 50,500, but you would essentially be burning the account because the buffer is so small after that the majority of the time I would lose that account. So it's going to be interesting that they limit the amount of money I could pull out, because I'll probably end up keeping the account much longer. And I think once you pull out 5 times, you can pull out as much money as you want. I will most likely keep my accounts much longer this way. It sucks that you can't pull out all the money that you used to, but in the long run, you might be able to keep your accounts longer and get paid more. That's going to be something I'm going to be looking into. So this is a 30% negative P&L. Basically, they don't want you to lose 30% on one single trade. If I have a 50K account, they don't want the trade to go minus 750 or more. I mean, if you have a 50K account, you probably shouldn't be down 750 in a trade anyways, because it is. It's 30% of what your drawdown is. So I never risk 30% of my drawdown on one single trade, so that doesn't affect me. And honestly, you shouldn't be risking 30% of your drawdown on one trade either. So that should not really affect you anyways. Imagine if you had a trading account with $100,000 in it and you were risking $30,000 on one trade. Like, it just doesn't happen. That just doesn't happen. So you shouldn't be doing that anyways. It's not a daily loss, basically. Yeah, I mean, and then they just kind of give you examples on how, like, what size account, what you could lose on the trade. I mean, I wouldn't even go anywhere near that. The most I lose on a 50K account in a funded trade, maybe $300. So I'm nowhere near there. I mean, I like to keep my losses small. But right here, it does not mean you'll be denied. It does not mean that you'll be denied a payout. I mean, it's all very interesting. Once you have doubled your safety amount, you go up to 50%. Well, I mean, I probably wouldn't go to 30%. So why would I go to 50%? I think overall, the biggest thing changed to me is the amount of money that you got to get to pull, $2,000 out. Previously, you just had to get to 52,600. Now you got to get to 54,600. But when you do pull your 2,000 out, your account will most likely stick around a lot longer because now you have a decent sized buffer. Instead of having a $500 buffer, I'll have, like a $2,000 buffer. So I'm probably going to keep my funded accounts a lot longer this way. So I think in the near term, it's going to suck because you're not going to get those payouts like you were. But in the long term, you're probably not going to blow as many funded accounts, and you will still get the payouts because once you're over the buffer, it's all that matters is it's just an extra $2,000, and once you make that, you just keep making money and pulling it out. So I think near term it sucks, but long term it's whatever. I'm not really worried about this. I'm probably going to keep trading with Apex. If you don't want to trade with Apex anymore, I recommend Take Profit Trader or My Funded Futures. You can use coupon code COVETRADER to save yourself a bunch of money on either one of them. But the rules there are pretty easy. I'm still going to trade with Apex. I I don't see myself leaving because of this. I got to make the money anyways if you want to pull it out. So what does it matter? Um, my buffer is going to stay large, which is nice, and it is what it is. So, that's my thoughts on this new Apex thing that's going on. I think what a lot of people aren't talking about is they can change these rules tomorrow. I think a lot of people aren't talking about they'll probably save your funded accounts and you're probably going to keep them longer. I think if you're anti Apex, you're definitely not talking about that. But that's one of the realistic things is you're probably going to keep your account longer with these rules in place. The reality also is like I trade sometimes and I make like $100 in a day. Like I got to shoot for a little bit bigger targets if I want to get to 54,600. $100 a day doesn't really cut it. I got to be getting $300 a day or more to get there. And also the consistency rule is 30%. But if you're getting to 54,600, you can make a lot more money in a day than you were previously. And that's something else people aren't talking about. So there's a lot of things a lot of benefits that people aren't talking about that are interesting here. But hey, if you don't like the new rules, go to Take Profit Trader, go to My Funded Futures, go to, another firm, or you can load up money and trade in like an E-Trade account. So you don't have to use Apex. So anybody that's like, oh, you just keep complaining, you don't have to use them. That's the beauty about this is you don't have to give them your money. So I hope this clears up a couple of things. If you have any questions, ask in the Discord. The link's in the description of this video if you're not in there. Also, you can ask on the live stream, and I will go over. I'll go over anything that you have questions on. So I hope this clears up a couple things, and I'll see you on the live stream tomorrow.